Hey Val, Teela again here. I'm inside of the Volvo now. The first thing I'm going to do is actually show you how to start the engine with this intelligent access key that I showed you before. You can see all the buttons here. This button actually is going to turn on the interior lights for you as you get close to the vehicle if you wanted those to come on a little bit early, maybe help you find the car. This is the panic button and this is the information button like we talked about before. So it's got a nice flat design. The reason for that is because in order to start the vehicle, actually, over here is the slot for it. So you're going to push that in, which is going to turn on the auxiliary power, and then what you need to do is actually put your foot onto the brake and hit this button, which is actually going to start the engine for you. So that makes the gauges become readable, of course. You can see the odometer here. Has 81,632 miles. This does have your trip computer on that side. You're going to control that using this little stick over here. You can switch in between them. You'll notice it switch between T1 and T2. Over here you got your clock. It tells you how many miles to empty as well as what gear you're in and the temperature. So that's definitely a nice feature. Over here we have our headlamps. Now when it's set to the 0 here, that's the automatic headlamp, so they're going to automatically know when to come on. When you turn the car off, they're not going to drain the battery. Switch it over here, that's your actual lights and your parking lights, of course. You have 2 sets of fog lamps like I showed you on the front, so those are the buttons for those. That's to pop the fuel door and then to pop the hatch. This is the brightness setting when you have your headlamps on for the instrument cluster. You do have an electronic parking brake in this vehicle. One other thing about this Volvo that it has that's really awesome is actually the memory function on the power seat. Now I'm going to open the door here just so you can see the buttons. This is a multi-way power seat, so you have the function to move it back and forward. This actually will raise it and lower it, and this moves the back. So since there are so many ways that you can program this seat, it's kind of helpful when you switch drivers to be able to keep the setting that you like programmed to the car. So this allows you to actually switch in between 3 different settings for the driver's seat as well as the settings for the exterior mirrors. So you got that right there. So that's all tied together. You can keep all of that stuff saved. Now, about over here we have our cruise control, of course, and then you have your audio controls over here, so you can skip tracks or radio stations with these buttons, or turn the volume up or down. These buttons are going to be for the Bluetooth system, so you do have the capability of using the Bluetooth on your phone to be able to pair your phone with the car. You'll be able to actually make phone calls using the audio system here. This does have the audio upgrade on this particular Volvo. It's a Dolby, I believe, is the brand. It's a really nice audio system, works very well. Over here you're going to notice, let's see if I can get the steering wheel turned to where you can see this properly. You got a couple of little options on your display here, and you got a little read button at the end. So that's going to correspond actually to this little message center here. So it's going to say no vehicle message because there's no check engine light or anything like that going on with this one right here. Now you can, if you spin this, it actually changes your options on here. So the one previously, it told you your miles to empty. This one shut it off. I'm going to scroll through here. City safety, actually that's one of the coolest things about this particular Volvo. What that allows you to do, it's in slow speed situations, so if you're going to be driving in a big city often, it activates between 4 and 18 miles an hour, and what it actually is going to do is apply the vehicle's brakes for you if the system senses that a low-speed front-end collision is imminent. So if you take your eyes off the road and somebody slams on their brakes ahead of you, what this system is going to try to do is apply the brakes to maybe try to stop you before that collision can take place. That system's not always going to be able to do that, but hopefully it will at least be able to reduce the speed at which the collision occurs. This safety feature is really, really amazing. Volvo's got some really innovative designs, especially as far as safety features are concerned, so that's definitely going to be really nice for you, especially living close to those big cities in Minnesota. Over here, you can notice this large screen as well as a message center up here. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the audio system here. So you'll notice it says the Dolby Pro Logic 2 Premium Audio System. It tells you what radio station we're on up there at the top, as well as you'll notice, I'm going to get a little closer here. This shows you the fan speed that we currently have the climate set to, as well as the temperature for both the driver and the passenger. So you'll notice they're different right now. That's really good if you have a passenger who's real cold-blooded, or maybe you're cold-blooded and they're really warm-blooded. So you can actually set different temperatures on different sides. That's controlled using the climate settings here. This is going to adjust for the driver. This will adjust the temperature for the passenger. This is going to control your fan speed. The auto button is really nice because that's just going to make the fan go automatically as fast as it needs to get to the temperature that you want to be at. So you're not going to have to be fiddling with a bunch of buttons. You do have your defrosters here, as well as the that's to turn your AC on and off. You do have your heated seats right here, so those have 3 different settings. That's going to be really amazing in the wintertime, as well as in the summertime. You can actually use it for a heating pad for your back when you got the AC on, and that's one of my favorite things to do. So you can hit it again, and that'll actually turn it down to the second setting. And then you have the first one here. You got that for the driver and the passenger. I'm going to show you the seat kind of in detail here. It's a really, really nice two-tone leather. You got this nice deep brown color, as well as the tan. Those are textured, and they're in really fantastic shape. There's really not a lot of creases in them. You do have a couple with normal wear and tear, but it's really in phenomenal shape. You'll also notice you've got the multi-tone door panel here. This is kind of a padded leather material that's there. I just want to kind of show you the interior in nice, good detail. You probably noticed this big screen here. That's actually for your navigation. So the navigation is really, really awesome, particularly when you stop to consider, if you look in the glove box here, you actually have a remote for it. So this remote you're going to be able to use to easily access your screen. And hit the enter button, so it's going to bring up the map, and you're going to be able to program that real easily. This remote control is really incredible. I really enjoy that feature. You can see that I'm pushing the buttons on the remote, and it was changing, so I can actually scroll through all of this using just the remote. So that's really, really awesome. I'm going to go ahead and put that down. I want to show you the center console here. So this does have this is a 12-volt outlet for you. Has the capability of being able for you to shift manually if you would like to do that. Here's cup holders for you. Now these are offset cup holders, which is really fantastic because you're going to put 2 of the same size drinks right next to each other, and they're not going to bump the tops of them together. This you can close that if you want to put any valuables in there, and then you do have this enclosed storage here, which you'll notice it's got the USB. So if you've got a phone that uses a USB kind of charger, you can plug that in. It will charge your phone as well as hook it up to the system. This is the auxiliary if you prefer to do that, as well as some CD or whatever else you want to store in there. I'm going to open that glove box again so you can kind of see how big it is. You got a nice deep glove box. I did check through the owner's manual, and the owner's manual does have everything in it. It's got the navigation CDs here, the DVDs rather. The current one is loaded into it, and then it's got the previous ones. And it actually even has the original Windows sticker, which I'm gonna fold out here for you so you can see. It's got a lot of different options on it. I'm gonna kind of come close here and just hover over that so you can see it. That's a lot of the engine and transmission. You got your suspension parts as safety, comforts, and convenience. You come over here for a few more things. It shows you it's got the high performance audio system. And these are all the additional ads that this particular one has, which includes the navigation and everything. And you can see what the vehicle originally sold for, which was the $44,450. Alright, I'm going to put this back in the glove box here. One other feature that this has that I absolutely love is going to be this panoramic moonroof. So you got your buttons for it up here. And then it actually is a dual panel, so you can see it's a nice big moonroof. It extends into the back, so that way your back passengers can get a little bit of the benefit from it too. I'm going to show you the back seat here. You got the nice two-tone leather there as well. You'll notice the headrests are currently folded forward. The back seats do fold flat, so if you were going to take some cargo, for the seats here, you'll notice this is for your lumbar support. You have that on both seats, and this seat actually is a power seat as well. It does move in the same number of ways as the driver's seat, so you can move it up and down, back and forth, recline the back, and have the lumbar support as well. Here's a little bit more storage back there. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get out of the vehicle and show you the back seat a little bit better. So I'm going to, I guess I got to unlock it. All right. So you'll notice how the back seats do sit up a little bit higher. That's the stadium seating, so if you have anybody who gets a little bit car sick, that's going to be fantastic for them. I'm going to go ahead and slide in here. Now, one other really cool thing that this has, this is one of the coolest vehicles we actually have on our lot right now. So you have a 12-volt outlet here in the back, so you got, if you have some kids and they want to charge their phone, they can do that back here without having to string the cord all the way from the front. And this does actually have heated rear seats too for both seats. It's really fantastic. It does have the 3 different settings as well. Heated rear seats are not particularly common. Now it does also have this nice armrest that folds down from the back to make things a little bit more comfortable for you back here, as well as the cup holders that fold out and a little bit of storage. It's nice. This is hard plastic, easy to wipe down if anything were to get spilled in there. Hold that back up. And then it does have the headrest in the middle here too. Go ahead and push that in. I'm not sure if I can do this with one hand. Let me see if I can. Alright, I'm going to put the phone down just for a second. As you can see, you just need to push this with one hand and then lift this with the other, and then it does have a headrest for the middle as well. And nice. And this, it was adjustable, so you can either put it all the way up or have it however you want. Like I said, here's the view from the back with the sun visor over it. Alrighty, Val. Well, I think I covered most of the things on the inside here. If you have any questions, you saw something that I didn't cover, definitely let me know. And then let me know what you think the next step is. I'd be more than happy to help you in any way that I can. I hope this video wasn't too long for you, but I hope I was able to get you as much information as you need, and maybe we can get a little bit closer to getting you a new car. Thanks a lot, Val. I'll be in touch.